Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel podcast. Welcome back, Kay.
Thank you.
How
6
are you?
weeks, I think it's been calculated this morning.
6 weeks?
Yeah, since I've been here at least anyway. So
Wow.
last week, you had Derek on. The week before, we'd done StreamYard because I had the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The week before, you were doing up plays and shit.
Oh.
The week before, we'd done StreamYard again because I was ill. The week before, I was on holiday in America. So 6 weeks.
Wow, mental stuff.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's been that long.
It has.
Time flies.
It's good to be back. Enjoying it. Missed the brew.
Yeah, what brew you got this evening? What's your tip of choice on this Tuesday evening?
It's a good question. I'll check that other one in a second. But my second can for the evening is the new style war beer can. With the old, the new kit, I should say. And this one you had last week, but is a new one. First time for my tipple and taste is Vision Quest. And I only had like a little sip just before I went on there, but we'll have another little try. See what
I thoroughly enjoyed it last week. One of the nicest ones I've ever had. That Vision Quest. Big fan. Big fan.
Oh, aye. It's a good one, that one. I'd recommend that one if anyone comes to Anarchy Brewery.
Well, thank you, Anarchy Brewery, for hosting us as usual. You can scan the QR code in the top corner of your screen if you want to try the Vision Quest. If you want to try the bit of war beer as well and support war flags in the process. Now, there's a lot of work going on here at the brewery.
Yeah. Working on the site model night.
Oz is over there, like.
How's Dennis?
Aye.
Stop breaking Brendan, man, will you?
Loads of work going on here behind the scenes. They've got some big plans, so stay tuned for that. We'll announce them when they come. But then, let's dive straight into the breaking news this evening, which is about an hour or so ago.
Always is.
Which is Anthony Gordon has signed a new long-term deal at the Mags.
Lovely.
Get in. That's what you want. I had Liverpool fans telling me he's got Liverpool in the summer. Grizz, AGT, yeah?
How's that one feel?
How's that one waiting out for you? And, there was people saying at the start of the season, Kego, he had his head turned.
Yeah.
All that sort of nonsense, woke nonsense. And thankfully, he signed what the club described as a long-term deal. They haven't announced. I don't
think the wage is really set. I know it's been rumoured for weeks. But yeah, I didn't actually even have time because it was literally just beforehand. We already had the notes prepped. I think we were going to talk about it. Actually, I'll have a look at the old notes. We were going to talk about new contracts, weren't we?
In the works.
Yeah, in the works. But obviously, that changed that, as always. News always comes out
I don't know why about
that. just before the podcast. But yeah, it's been rumoured for a while. I think a lot of different prices were spoke about. So I don't know how much he's going to be on. But from what we heard, he's probably going to be the club's new highest earner, potentially second behind Bruno, I would imagine. So he's top two, without a doubt. Mm-hmm. Whether he's first or second, I don't know. And the length, it just says long term. I don't think the details of that's been announced yet.
Forever.
Hopefully. But no, I think I'm glad that he's done this and he's actually committed his future because there's been valid talks of having his head turned. His performances this season haven't been great. Mm-hmm. He was arguably our best player last season. I think the conversation between him and Isak's valid, whichever one. Flip of a coin. They were both tremendous. But yeah, this season he's fell off the boil a little bit, hasn't he? And I think talks of the Liverpool links and head being turned and stuff might be valid. That might be the reason. I think we discussed it a few weeks ago. There's any number of things. I think he's disappointing England run at the Euros and whatever else. I think there's a few features there, like losing his left wing spot to Barnes. Like that could have been a factor. But I'm glad that this is done. So he's committed his future. The Liverpool thing's gone now. And if Liverpool want him in the future, like obviously just because he signed a new long-term deal doesn't mean a transfer still can't get done. No, but you have to pay a bloody premium price. You have to pay bloody 200 million or something if you want them for that. So yeah, I'm glad he's committed his future and hopefully this will stop the head-turned rumours now and hopefully he can get back to full form.
I thought because on the weekend there, it was maybe a bit harsh of me. I mean, I was saying about, I'm mainly into the Isak with the missed chances, but obviously Gordon did also miss a big one-on-one, which we'll touch on in a minute when we talk about the game. But when I watched the match back, I thought Gordon was actually a bright spot. He did a lot of good. Obviously, he forced a very good save from Brighton's keeper. And it was just a disappointing finish, like I say, for that one-on-one. But he was sharp. He was much better against Brighton because he has been quiet at times this season, no doubt about it. I think his confidence being rocked by Snoozegate quite a bit. Not getting any minutes at the Euros hasn't helped. And probably this uncertainty, weighing over him for a bit now about the new contract and everything else. So hopefully he can start finding shooting boots again because he did obviously come back off the Everton game, which was a stinker as well, wasn't it? I'm missing that pen there. Wasn't good at all.
And hopefully, if he did play better, like I didn't actually see the full game. I couldn't watch it because it was the 3 o'clock kickoff, and I'm not illegal. But he might have kind of knew this was coming. I think it's been in the pipeline for a while because he was on BT a few weeks ago. I can't remember what game it was at St James's. Was it City game? So he pretty much confirmed it was happening then. So yeah, but I think maybe prior to the Brighton game, I think he knew that it's getting done. I'm going to sign this week. I'm committing my future. So like, stop all the silly nonsense. Stop all the mind games and the head being turned bollocks or fuck Liverpool. Hopefully, this is hopefully like the first game of his like new attitude, I suppose. Maybe he's like trying to get all of that stuff in the back of his mind. Like, right, I'm committing here now. I'm signing in 2, 3, 4 days, whatever it is. I'm going to start like pulling my finger out and I'm going to start playing football now.
Let's hope so, because he did say himself it's been rumbling on for since the summer. He said, and he said these things are complicated. But let's see what he also said about signing up. And this is a great record he's got since signing for the Mags in January 2023. 23-year-old scored 15 goals and 11 assists in 74 appearances. Not bad for a winger.
Yeah, not too bad
for a winger. Obviously, go on to talk about him, saying he's about his international debuts now and Champions League competitions. But Gordon said himself, I think this club is in a great place. Since the takeover, it's just been up and up for the last few weeks, to be honest.
When was this season?
When was the interview done? Me and the gaffer are a perfect match in terms of style of play. I love it here. That's what I like saying it. I mean, bigging up Howe as well, because Gordon obviously deserves credit for the dedication, commitment, day in, day out on the training ground and the confidence he's had to elevate his game. But there's no doubt about it. Eddie Howe, Tyndall and Jones and the rest of them have been pivotal in him reaching this new level, haven't they? Because remember, all the question marks were there. We're re-signing. £40 million and all that. People were doubting it.
I was uncertain, to be fair. Like I didn't know if I thought he was worth that money, to be fair. Like I was skeptical to say, but I was open-minded. But yeah, I'm pleased. Like you say, if Liverpool or anyone want to sign him, they better cough up some big bucks. Like he's going for triple millions figures. Like he ain't going for cheap.
No.
And that 45 million now looks like an absolute bargain.
What do you reckon he would be, like, realistically saying? Because like you said, it's great that he's saying in your contract, but let's not kid ourselves. Yeah, it doesn't mean that he is going to be here for the duration of the the deal, or whatever that would be. If he's saying for another 4 or 5 years, and there's no stopping next summer if Salah leaves, or we'll just keep going with Liverpool or whatever, and they think, right, we'll get a winger. And they're coming for Gordon. What do you reckon is a realistic fee?
I don't know if it's crazy or not, because I'm still of the old school. Like I can't get my head around 100 million plus footballers these days. I think it's absolutely mental, but it's not uncommon now. Like Grealish was 100 million, so I think minimum 100 million.
Yeah,
I think
minimum.
I think market fee probably about 100 million, but I think for our demand, and I've always reiterated, you don't buy at market price because no one wants to sell at market price. It's like Django. It's like, I don't want to sell who I don't want to sell. Like, you've got to give a reasonable kind of compensation to make it even worth your while. You've got to pay over the odds to get someone that someone doesn't want to sell. So I think market price 100 million, we ain't accepting anything less than 120.
120.
Yeah.
Wow, that is big bucks indeed.
To make it worth our while, that's what I mean. Like that's above market price, but he's an invaluable player to us, one of our best players. So if you want to come with 100 million, you can jog on. That's his market price. You need to come better than that. So yeah, 120 is my minimum fee. Let
us know in the chat what you think the minimum fee would be for Anthony Gordon if he was to leave in the next couple of years. If I guess he continues in the form he's in, it's all good and well now. Seeing 120, he might have a shade season, scored 2 goals. His valuation drop back the Everton ones, which he's not going to because he's an absolute star boy. But I would say the same. When you said 120, it's a bit like oof.
It's a lot of money.
It's not, because
supply and demand, my friend.
Anthony was £90 million. So
his returns better.
I'm going to take your 120 and fucking double it.
Yeah,
Grealish, another winger that, let's be honest,
Gordon's contribution's probably been worth more than Grealish and Anthony.
Yeah,
that's £190 million worth of footballer.
Exactly. And sorry, we cut out there for a minute. I think there might be Wi-Fi issues here in the old building site that we're in at the minute. But we're back on there and hopefully we're all good. But when you talk about Grealish, I mean, his stats and everything since going to City, they haven't been very good at all, to be honest with you. 100 million, he was very good at Villa, but I'm saying at least 100 million as well. When you look at what Grealish went for, and that was a couple of years ago now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that 120 is about right.
Inflation and stuff, yeah, absolutely.
Shout out Jabba Dabba Doo 1 for the super chat. Thank you, mate. All right, lads. Fantastic, Gordon Sainz. Could he be a future captain and a good lad for the locker room? Very good question, that.
Yeah.
From Jabba Dabba Doo 1. I remember at the start of the season.
We did discuss that, I think, didn't we?
We did, and obviously Bruno has it now. Gordon was said, he may only be 23. He's very mature for his age, isn't he?
Yeah,
he came across very sensible in the old Gary Neville overlap interview where he talked about, meditation, mindfulness. He's now obviously a father. Oh, yes.
I missed that news.
Yeah,
congratulations. It's a good time for him.
Yeah, that was a
good time to get a contract.
Good few months ago now, that one, Gordon. So, oh my God, what's happening with this fucking camera? We're back in there now. Sorry, people. But, so listen, he is very strong-minded for his age. And do you think he could be a future captain, Keg?
I do, and I do think that overlap interview with Gary Neville really, really changed things, because you say he's mature for his age. I didn't think he was.
No.
Because of the person that he was at Everton, and I really, really didn't like him before he came to the team. I hated him at Everton.
Yeah, he was that villain, wasn't he?
He was, but he was a diver. He was a complainer. He was always getting to the ref. Like that game that we had a couple of years ago, that feisty game. I think someone got sent off for them. I went to a VAR call, but
because Gordon went head to head with Sean.
Yeah, Gordon and Ricarlson were diving all over the floor, constantly complaining to the ref. It was such a frustrating game that I think Iwobi scored the winner in. That was one of the most frustrating games. I think any game against Everton, Everton's the closest thing that we've got to a rival because of the Jordan Pickford thing.
Yeah,
it's always a contested game, and that game was really, really frustrating because of Gordon and Ricarlson. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought he was a little prick, to be honest. I really, really didn't like him. But yeah, as I said before, I was open-minded to signing him. I thought 45 million was quite a bit. He was still quite young and very raw, I felt. So yeah, in terms of mindset, I felt he was a young, kind of immature kid until that interview. And once I heard him speak and talk about his meditation and how he visualizes games and stuff, and I thought, how it is, he's actually a really switched on young man. He's not the kid that I thought he was, the spotty teenager that he looks like.
The little diving brat that everyone thought he was.
So in the future, he's still only 23. So yeah, not now. But in the future, absolutely, yeah. I don't see why he couldn't be. No.
I definitely think it's a very good question. It's a great point. I think he could be future captain, no doubt about it. And hopefully he's here long enough to do that and become that. Because let's be honest, mate, if Newcastle are going to keep the likes of Anthony Gordon for these long-term deals to be seen out, we have to be higher than where we are at the minute, which is 9th in the league. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We're seriously, we do need to kick on.
I think we mentioned that a few weeks ago and all. I think the likes of Gordon's, Isaac, Bruno's, they want to win things, and that was mentioned in his interview released by the club. One of the subtitles a bit further down, it says in bold capital letters, "I want to win things."
Yeah, vows to win a trophy.
Yeah, he wants to win a trophy, and everyone said that. Gordon, Bruno, Eddie Howe, they've all said, "I want to win a trophy here." But I think for players, we've had a taste of Champions League. We unfortunately didn't get Europe this season. We finished in the Conference League place, but got knocked out. Not really our fault. It's the stupid bloody rules that don't even make any sense. I hate that rule. The fact that we got knocked out because someone else won a cup is absolute mental.
It is a ridiculous rule.
Yeah, so I think they've kind of took that on the chin. But I think if we miss Europa League for 2-3 years on the bounce, we're not playing European football for right or wrong reason this season. If we'll miss it again next season, there's going to be some questions. A lot of all them players are deep in contract now. None of them have a contract running out anytime soon. But that could be conversations this summer. And certainly if we miss it next year, they're going to want to walk.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no way we can play no European football, even Conference League, for 3 straight years and keep our best players.
No, we can't. And I think it's potentially made it harder and worse getting Champions League like we did soon last year, because now the likes of Bruno and Gordon, Isaac, Botman have all got a taste for it. They're not going to want to sit around and even play Conference League maybe, but definitely not playing no European football at all.
Not at all, no.
So it is going to be a tough test. Let's just quickly get back to the finishing statements from Anthony Gordon. You mentioned him saying there, "I'm here to win a trophy." He said, "I'm very happy here. I like living here. The team is very suited to me, and I'm here to win a trophy." Short story is, we need to win a trophy. Winning a trophy here would be unbelievable because the fans have waited so long. To be part of a team that finally does it is a massive goal of mine. So he mentioned the word trophy about 16 times there. So again, That's a big part, and I like that. You know, you mentioned it. Everyone's saying it. Howard's saying it in the podcast he did with the Drop the Geordies the other week. They're constantly pushing that message that they want to be the group that finally does it. Because obviously, I was talking to Shearer a couple of weeks back, interview on the channel, and he was saying, hopefully it is this season because he wants to see it before he dies. Like the rest of us, like we need to see it in our lifetime. Ian's there saying he's waited 46 years. A lot of people have waited 60 odd years. You know, it's been that long since Newcastle United lifted a trophy. It's absurd.
We haven't seen one in our lifetime in our 30 plus years.
So yeah, they all want to be that group that goes down in history, and that's what you want to hear. And Gordon's obviously getting, I hope, strong messages from the boardroom. Mitchell was in the picture today with Eddie Howe at the training ground with Gordon, celebrating the fact of the new contract. So you do hope that they are reassuring him, we are going to invest, we are going to bring players in to win trophies.
Yeah, that's the aim, as Gordon said 3 times in one sentence there. Yeah, like it is so important. Like what's it, like coming up 60 years now? Or is it,
yeah,
is it
even longer.
years?
It's 70, isn't it?
68.
I'm sure it was 69 last year or 68.
69, yeah. Yeah, it's been far too long. Like, we are a big club, and people take the mick out. We're saying, like, we're not a big club because we haven't won trophies. For me, I think that's subjective. I don't think trophies necessarily means you're a big club, but it certainly helps. And I think a team for our size and our stature, having like a 60, 70-year gap, like, is an absolute piss take. Like, we need to fix that. And I think as soon as we do, it'll be like just such a relief. And it'll stop these whingers that try and say, like, Newcastle aren't a big club, and why do people want to go to Newcastle? Like, yes, they've got all this money and blah, blah, blah. Like all the haters. Like, they've always got some reason to hate. I think if we win a substantial trophy, because if we win a Carabao, they're still going to win. Like, it's a fizzy pop cup, man. No one cares about the Carabao Cup. But if we won like an FA Cup or something, or lo and behold, the bloody Premier League or European Cup, like, can it say no? Nah.
You're right about the Carabao Cup thing, and it would have been brilliant to get that, monkey off our back.
Oh, if it was United or City or Chelsea or Liverpool, like, it's a big major honour, the Carabao Cup, major honour.
But if we had managed to do that, it obviously would have took that pressure off us. But I agree, like, it would be extra nice to win the FA Cup because it is obviously way more prestigious and special. But at this point, man, I'd take you in a total cup again. Cellar Cup's all I've seen. I've seen the Cellar Cup.
Back and back.
Yeah, double champs. Conor McGregor. But lastly, on Anthony Gordon stuff, he just says, he's settled in Newcastle. He loves Geordies. They so welcome him. And he feels very connected to everyone at the club, teammates, fans, and everyone. Eddie Howe said he's delighted Anthony's committed his future at the club. He's grown as a player and as a person. What we were talking about earlier. During his time at the club, continued to prove how good he is on the biggest stage. He's dedicated to improving himself and the team, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what Mitchell's got to say then. Ooh. I guess this is the first big thing Mitchell's done since coming in, isn't it?
I suppose, probably.
Really? Because you did for now in the summer, did you, Mitchell?
Done the bare minimum.
I hope you've got your work sorted for January 1st.
Yeah, right.
I'm ready for it. You haven't sorted this January, Paul.
That clock strikes midnight. Happy New Year. None of that shite. Kissing your wife. And get some bloody work done, man.
Aye, straight to the boardroom. Player announced 5:12. That's what I want. Anthony is a top player with so much still ahead of him, said Sporting Director Paul Mitchell. We're delighted. He's on the journey now that we're on at Newcastle United. Our staff have done a tremendous job in nurturing his talent and evolving his game. And as well as that, Anthony deserves much credit for his commitment to push himself to be better and achieve every day. Developing, rewarding, and retaining our talented young players is an essential part of building towards sustainable success. Anthony has a big part to play as we strive towards that. We have ambitious targets, said Mitchell. Which is all good and well. That's what we like to hear. And like I say, Mitchell getting the Anthony contract deal done there is the first thing he's really done at all, of any note, to be honest with you. So let's hope that it pays off. And like you see, we've got big ambitions there. Well, let's see it. Yeah, let's see it, because we can't do it at the minute. I was with Steve Watson again. Actually, I'm not. Well, yeah, we'll keep what we said off air. Steve Watson and me at Fleet Street and that every Monday. Steve Watson does a talk at Fleet Street. Want to check it out? Great stuff. Him and Gibbo. But basically saying, we've still got a lot of players from pre-takeover on the weekend there. The right wingers, or Murphy, or Almiron, Bonds on the bench, Colin Fitman in the team. So Asula's coming on with 2 minutes. Can't really expect much. This is what needs to be done in January, man. We need that right winger, as a few people are saying in the chat straight away. So let's see how we're going to achieve these ambitious targets, please, Paul Mitchell. But one last thing on Anthony Gordon, Keg, was a brilliant gesture that he did before the game against Brighton, and that was put a ton of money behind the Strawberry Pub for fans to enjoy some pints before the game.
I mean, you can afford it now.
He can, he must be a big
Do it next weekend, man, will you?
Just do every week you want. Do it here if you fancy it. Yeah, stand behind them, pull the pints, Anthony, if you fancy it. Very nice. He's obviously on about 180 grand a week now. He's up there with the top earners. So nice. He doesn't have to, though. You don't see any other players pop up, Anthony. I'll keep bringing him up. We just hammer him. Anthony will be on 300 grand a week. 300 grand a week at Man United. Don't think he's putting any pies behind the ball, right? You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, yeah, exactly. So good on Gordon for that. Really nice gesture. And that was kind of him saying thanks for the support and sorry for missing the pen against Everton. So
yeah, and I think it's sad that he done that, and I'm kind of upset that he felt like he had to do that. Like it's an incredible gesture and it's great, but to say sorry, okay, I know you obviously felt bad, so he felt like he needs to make some kind of gesture, but like you missed a pen, man. Like don't let that get you down too much, because you can tell it did affect him that game.
Oh, it did.
Thank you for your kind gesture. Anyone that kind of got the benefits of it, that's great. I didn't, because I wasn't there. But it's a nice gesture that he didn't need to do. But obviously, knowing now that he was going to get a massive new paycheck, then he's probably thought, might as well do something.
Chuck something behind the ball.
But give it to the fans, for loyalty, or is an apology, whatever it is. You don't really need an excuse. It's like community spirited, and you're thanking your fans, and you're sharing your wealth with your fans and stuff. And I like that. I do appreciate that. It's a really nice gesture. Yeah.
And he also gave a signed shirt to a couple of the people from More Flags as well, as a thank you for the tifo that was displayed on the City game. Got Andrew in the chat there saying Fabrizio Romano's reported it's a 6-year contract.
Wow, is it?
That is huge.
Jesus.
So
Mike Ashley back.
That is a long-term deal, isn't it? It's poetry signed up with that. So does Gordon deal have a release clause? That's I haven't heard anything about that, but it's a very good question from Aaron, regular viewer there.
Shout out Aaron.
Maybe he has, maybe specifically for the red side of Mersey.
Yeah. Who knows? No, I think most of these details are kind of kept behind the scenes, that you don't really get that kind of information. You might find out how long you find out how it is, wages, if they want to divulge that information. But the finer details of it aren't normally kind of publicized. But just kind of off topic there a little bit. I wonder how that works with clubs and agents and stuff, because obviously if you've got a release clause in your contract, other teams need to be aware of it. If you're interested in it and be he's got this clause in his contract, do you want to trigger it, or do you want to negotiate? Because I say it's not massively publicized, so we don't know who's got a release clause and who doesn't. So how do other clubs and agents and stuff? I think that's quite interesting.
It is, I guess. I guess it's probably through connections and sources. And
they'd probably have to be kind of open about it. If say Real Madrid, for example, knock on the door and say,
want to sign Gordon.
And then they kind of look at that contract information and you say, there's a release clause.
Well, that's probably it. If they make an inquiry, then you probably are going to say, you want him? Well, he's got a 165 million release clause. If you want to trigger it, if not, see you later. Just super chat from Jabba Dabba 1. Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it. I think Gordon was sick of eating skip rats. Now he's loving life in Toon and Greg's. If other teams want him, he'll be 130 to 180 million.
Woo!
Extra big bucks there. From Jabba Dabba 130 to 180. Trying to think who's went for that type of money in recent windows. 130 to 180
I don't think
million.
Anyone's gone for 180 bar Neymar 200, wasn't he? Neymar's the world record fate at 200, isn't he? But I don't think anyone's went. Did anyone go for 170? Has anyone gone for that much before? There's been loads between 100 and 140.
130, Let me know in the chat, Peter.
I don't think anyone's gone over 150.
What's the highest signings along there with Neymar and around that figure? I mean, I remember I seen the other day on Instagram, BBC Sport reported it was Barca's chairman came out and said that they rejected £250 million from Paris Saint-Germain for Lamine Yamal.
What?
250 million.
Woo!
After the Barca president said he rejected that in the summer.
Jesus.
So they were obviously looking to replace Mbappe with a bit of a big name. They went for Lamine Yamal, the Spanish wonder kid, and they turned down 250 mil. But obviously, when he's that young,
how much they respect him and appreciate him to be the next Messi, Neymar. Exactly. You've got to become that kind of guy to be rejecting that kind of money. 50 million above the world record fee. You already paid. It was PSG buying Neymar from Barcelona. It's just Like just like repeating history. Yeah, just a little bit. 50 million inflation from however many years ago it was, about 5 years ago or something. PSG must have bought Neymar for, maybe it's a bit longer, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
like that's mental. That
it's crazy money. Like, but you know it is. When I first read it, I was like, "What? They rejected that much?" But you think he's only 16, 17. If they get another 10 years out of him, all them shirt sales, all the gold, all the trophies.
Then again, like with inflation, like what's he now? Is he about 16?
17 now, I think.
Yeah, so it's again another 10 years out of him, still be in his fucking prime.
Then still
be like 26, 27, 28, and then now with the inflation, you might be able to get 300 million from.
And then when Newcastle start winning titles and get big sponsorship deals, we'll be able to sign him for 400 million.
Aye, neighbours.
The FFP would be sweet.
Chump change that one.
Yeah, aye, pennies. Right then, we've talked a good half an hour on this, so I tell you what, it's good that we've done that much time on that because it means we don't have to spend too much time talking about the Brighton defeat. Who the hell wants to do that?
We'll just rattle through that if you want.
Yeah, just rattle through it. So basically, well, I did my review, Keg. I did my vlog, so I'll let you take the reins on it if you fancy it. Brighton game? No?
Shape, next.
So Anthony Gordon said that we're going to win a trophy soon.
I don't really know what to say about it, to be honest. Like, it was just another disappointing game. Like, we've had many of them this season.
Yeah.
Only the second defeat, though. So, again, like, I don't know if we're kind of overreacting, maybe. It's like it was a bad performance.
I felt there was a major reaction online.
Yeah, I do as well. Like, yeah, it was a bad performance and we lost the game. Fair enough. Like, we should have won that. Like, Brighton's a good team. Like, they were really good. Like 2 years ago, had a bit of a slump like last year, but that kind of back on some decent form again now. Lost 1-0. Were the second best team. We weren't awful. Like, it's not the worst performance this season, put it that way.
Nah, I thought we were pretty good, especially first.
Like we've been shite
40
this season.
minutes.
Multiple games. We've been shite more often than we've been good this season.
Aye, definitely.
But that wasn't our worst performance, and we got beat 1-0 by the better team, a decent team. So just take it on the chin and just move on to the next one.
See, with Brighton, again, I think people underestimate them, even though
oh yeah, definitely.
Keep switching the manager, keep replacing the players. There wasn't even a Minter on the beginning.
No,
Matoma was a sub. There was no
39-year-old Danny Welbeck still banging them in.
There was no João Pedro. Danny Welbeck's in the form of his life. 5 goals and 6.
He's never been better.
Absolutely unbelievable. I wish sign him.
Get back in the England team.
I'd take him, John.
Get Southgate back in. Get Danny Welbeck back in the England team.
What's Chester and Godin? But honestly, with Brighton, they have had a good season, even though they've been a bit inconsistent. But they have beat Man U. They did draw against Arsenal. They did beat Spurs.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're a crap team. It's not like we've been beaten off Ipswich or something. One of the teams is Southampton, one of the teams lower down the league. Like, Brighton are a very good side, and they've now, overtook us in the league. So we struggled a bit with Brighton because they were very un-Brighton-like. Because I was speaking to Ryan, the Brighton content creator, and he was saying, they're a bit chaotic. They're playing a bit of a high end. So I was rubbing my hands thinking, it's going to be Spurs, it's going to be a great game, 4-3 or something.
I'm sure we've played them the last few times and they've tried to play out from the back, and we've just capitalised on it because our press has been far too much for them.
That's 4-1 a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But with them, for the first time under their new manager, they sat back.
I like him. Was he like 32, 33-year-old or something?
So
really good.
He sat them back. He just played for the snatch and grab and did it in perfection. One chance, Welbeck scores it. Right, lads, we'll sit back. Do you out now for the rest of the game? And they didn't. They didn't have a single. I can't remember having another chance after that. I made a couple of good saves. But, the game, this is how important it is to take your chances because it can flip a coin and it's a different story because Isak literally misses that one-on-one. And then 2 minutes later, they win a free kick. It's a quick free kick, pumped up. Shaw is terrible, slow, easy 1-2. Welbeck's in, 1-0. Yeah. If Isak takes that chance, we're 1-0 up. I think we can win that game 2-3-1. Easy.
Possibly, yeah.
If not nil. And Isak was the worrying thing for me because I cannot be that harsh on reflection now because he has been missing for a few weeks.
Yeah.
He did have a broken toe, and you can see that because he was nowhere near as sharp as he used to be. Last season, he dinks that over the keeper. And he just rolls away with confidence.
Yeah.
He takes it around the keeper, puts it in an empty net. This one, he hit it straight at him, and it was very,
I think it's just a good reflection of just how the season's gone. I don't think anyone's playing with any confidence at the minute. Like I say, last season, that's a goal 9 times out of 10. Like super confident, scoring early every week it seemed. But yeah, just the whole squad, like everyone's just not really performing at their best at the minute. And so he's had some time out. I was actually quite surprised to see him in the starting lineup, to be honest. I think he probably should have put him on the bench. I don't know, like put Gordon down the middle. It's just put Barnes in. Yeah, I think that would have been the best way to go about it when he's just come back from a few weeks out, an injury, just got back into training. I think it was a bit premature sticking him in the starting 11, to be honest. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that. But I think it goes to show, like, he's just not there yet, whether it's fitness, form, confidence. Yeah, I just think we shouldn't have started him, really.
I probably agree now upon reflection, like, because he would have been a nice option off the bench now.
Oh yeah, bit of pace, bit of energy.
Because when I seen the subs come on, I was really disappointed in Joe Willock. I thought he looked stoned. He was really, really slow, and I couldn't see it. Barnes kind of huffed and puffed a tiny bit, but again, not really effective. Couldn't get past Brighton's back line. Longstaff came on late. What can you expect? Miggy Almiron, who just flew back from South America, and even if he hadn't, I wouldn't have expected anything. And Sula, gets on in stoppage time, so he can't do much either. So Isak would have been a much bigger boost to the crowd as well. We've seen him warm up, him coming on. Would have been a big lift.
Played two stoppage time cameo games in the league this season.
Aye, Fulham away and
started in the cup against Wimbledon. Yeah,
I couldn't believe he couldn't even get off the bench at Goodison Park. Like, we were chasing that game, but didn't have any outlet up top. And he can't even get on. It shows that they obviously don't think he's ready.
Yeah, two cameo appearances off the bench in stoppage time. Like, not enough time to denounce. They might as well have Paul Dummett up front.
Yeah,
right? What's the point?
Jabba Dabba Do One, big up, mate. Thank you for another super chat. If I had a chance to ask Bruno, would he have a stand after him or a statue in his name? I think a statue. I can see Bruno absolutely loving himself.
Oh,
a nice big shiny gold Brazilian statue outside the stadium.
It stands mint because it's a bloody stand. Like, however many 1,000 seats you could put in, call it like the Bruno Guimaraes stand.
That's mad to think if you had a Bruno Guimaraes stand.
Yeah.
Oh, basically the day, Bruno Guimaraes stand.
Yeah. But no, I think like if it was me, would I rather have a stand or named after us, or would I rather have a statue? I think a stand's kind of like monumental, but I just think that like a statue is just a bit better.
Statue's a much better one for me to show a piece in it. Take your kids there, photos, and then you're there. Look at what Super Robson's now. Brilliant to see, match days, other days, definitely. People just getting photos with it. Looks class.
Yeah, it's like a bit of like a landmark.
This leads on to a nice question I've just came up with. So, out of the current players now, and say if we do go on to win a trophy, and this is the first group to do it in 60, 70 years, like Anthony Gordon said he wants to do after signing a new contract, who out of this group of players would be the first Newcastle United statue? I think now Man City Company's got one, hasn't he? David Silva's got one. In 10 years' time, out of this group of players,
all of their bloody history.
Out of this group of players, who would get a statue?
I'm trying to think around because is it Henry and Bergkamp?
Yeah, Henry's got one knee slide.
I think Old Trafford's just got like the three, like they call it like the Holy Trinity. Is it Best, Charlton, and Dennis Law or something?
Aye.
Yeah, and we've
Saeed, Goldbridge, and anything. You got one else, I
think. And we've got obviously Sheeran, Bobby. I think it would just depend kind of on not just the season in particular. I think if we won a trophy,
big damn burn, I like it.
Yeah, well, that's the Premier League. I think whoever's like top goal scorer, or if it's like the manager, or so. I think it would just depend. I don't really think you could put a name on it right now. Like, it's obviously going to be Isak, Gordon, Bruno, or something like that, or Eddie Howe. Like, that's your main candidates. But I think you'd have to. You might as well be. You'll be able to set you if you keep going any longer. Yeah, I think you just need to wait for the season, see how it plays out, and then kind of continue how their career goes at the club. I think that's what you get. I don't think you get a trophy just for a statue just for winning a trophy. Like Joe Harvey hasn't got one.
No, but he's got a plaque, hasn't he? But he hasn't got a.
Yeah, so
I think he's got one. I think
it would depend on what you do in your career. I think you win a trophy, mint, you're already a legend. But what else can you do? Like, how long can you be? Yeah, how many appearances can you have? How many goals can you score? I think that's all part of the equation, really. It's not just like, no, we've won a league, so you win a statue.
Obviously, Jackie Milburn's got one opposite the Strawberry.
Oh, yeah, well, Jackie,
I think what would be beautiful in my eyes, and what a story it would be, to go on to the story that's already there, to be fair, since being a 40 million flop, to the midfield enforcer. If Joe Linton managed to lift the trophy at Newcastle and he had a statue, that would be class. That would be class to see. But
for those that remember how shite he was,
exactly. Imagine if you just told someone back in like 2019 that Joe Linton would have a statue and a trophy. Hopefully,
remember driving into Rochdale and just being absolutely foaming. Next thing you know, he's got a statue. 6 years later, good stuff. So let's finish up on the Brighton game now. Then, the subs, like I said, struggled to make an impact. Tino Livramento hasn't really solidified his place either, I would say, because Trippier's now been out for a few weeks. Trippier came back into the side after Tino started the season. Yeah.
Livramento, is it a case of he's just getting up to speed as well, maybe?
Quite possibly, and I think how long is Trippier going to be out for? Because I think he's going to be out for so he's going to miss the next couple of games at least. So Tino's at least got to run in the team now. But yeah, I don't really know. I think I don't really know if you can really point a finger at Tino, because I think it's just the team. I just think nobody's played well, as I said before. I just don't think anyone's really took this season by the scruff of the neck. Like Barnes has kind of had some clutch moments. So Barnes has probably been my best player so far, and everyone else has just kind of scraped along at best, really. But yeah, Tino, like he's still young. Like you forget how young he is because he's played well. Like last season when he came in, like he's like taken us fans like by the scruff of the neck and be like we absolutely love him. Like to the point where we've been quite happy to let Trippier go, because Trippier before Tino came was probably the best right back in the Premier League. Then a few kind of personal issues and stuff, performance problems. We've been like, all right, we get rid of Trippier and we've got Tino. But like he's still young and he's still learning. So I think we just need to be a little bit patient with him. And like he's been in and out of the team, like that position's been a little bit inconsistent. I don't really think Eddie Howe knows who he wants to kind of move forward with. Because I think we thought Trippier was going to go, but he didn't. No. He's here, so you roll with the punches and you play who you feel is the best player. And I get Trippier has a lot more experience and he's absolutely top draw on his day. He just hasn't had that day in about a year and a half. But yeah, I just think Tino's just kind of one of them players that is just in a bit of a rut right now, just like everybody else, really. Like, say, I don't want to point the finger at him and say, you've been bad, because everyone's been bad. Like, right. So I think it's a little bit harsh on him.
And the other young fullback, Lewis Hall, is getting some mentions in the chat there, saying he's looking decent. He's looking like he's progressing after he had a fairly good game against Brighton.
19 years old, yeah. So
exactly. When you forget, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
What's Tino? 22 now?
Something like that, I mean, he was class. I remember Paris away last year. Tino was unbelievable. There was that dawn run
left
for the Isaac goal. Crazy. Lastly, then on the Brighton stuff, because I mentioned earlier, we said, has there been an overreaction to the defeat? A lot of people were saying the 4-3-3 is done, dead, get rid of it. Broken. Everyone knows how we're playing. Too predictable. Get rid of the 4-3-3. Whereas I came out and I said, for me, it's the finishing that's cost us, not the formation, because we did still. I get it if we weren't creating chances and we're getting peppered, then I'd be like, something needs to change here. However, I do also think, since we're struggling to get Barnes and Gordon in the same team because they're both clearly better off the left, it's still obviously you kind of solve that problem because you can have two left wingers, but maybe a 4-2-3-1 could work if you just had Sandro and Bruno sitting there. You had three behind Isaac, so you could have Gordon in the 10, Barnes on the left, or one of them on the right, and Joe Linton up there as well again, playing off Isaac. Even Steve Watson was saying last night, maybe Joe Linton again, especially late on in games, if you're struggling, you could play him further forward, hold up the ball. He's got more confidence now. He's not going to be that.
On the left-hand side of like a three is where he used to play at like Hoffenheim and stuff like that. So that was always his kind of prime position.
I remember him and Willett rotating there in that Spurs fashion. They were class. So maybe. But formation change, are you entertaining that? Or are you saying just stick to what we're doing 4-3-3? It's Howe's speciality.
I would say no, because like it's just what Eddie Howe knows, and it's served well in the past nearly 3 years, like since Eddie Howe came in, since the takeover. Like Eddie Howe pretty much established that day one, and it's worked like right for nearly 2 years, like right up until this season. And maybe people are starting to figure out a little bit, but it's just kind of like the generic formation. Like everyone plays it. Like back in the day, it was like 4-4-2. Like it was like 4-4-2 and now it's like back in the day. And like now it's like 4-3-3. It's just like the standard formation. Everyone plays it. So you could tamper with it just to maybe spark a bit of energy. Just maybe he's trying to like spark a bit of life into the team. Like or even maybe into the fans. Just trying something different might be that thing that we need just to kind of give them a little bit of a kick up the arse. try something. It could be the way forward, but I'm not convinced really. Like I don't think it's the formation problem. I think it's a player problem.
No, I agree. I think it's the fitness and the form and all that. But what I will say is the part of frustration I do get is the lack of a plan B. So when we make all these subs, he's still playing the positions of the 4-3-3. So maybe that's when you should change to even a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, 4-5-1.
Yeah,
maybe that's when you should change. If you're struggling,
maybe it's even like 2 years ago, like when we finished in the top 4, we had like the base kind of 4-3-3 formation, but what changed was when we were on the attack and Trippier kind of joined the attack and Dan Burn kind of slid into a back 3. So we kind of changed formation as we attacked, and then as we defended, we kind of slid back into it. So, but like now, like we're kind of set up that way. So we've got Tino and Hall that can both bomb forward. They're both really good at attacking. So now we've just kind of got like one kind of base formation, whereas like we're not really changing things like we did. And I hated Dan Burn playing left back. But
how good has he been since centre back? That shows.
I can see like the benefits of it because like we did kind of change things up, like defense and attack, letting Trippier like get forward, Dan Burn slide back. Like we changed as we kind of ruled, but now it's just kind of like one solid formation, and maybe that is having a bit of an effect. Maybe we would be better. Even Kelly, like Kelly could slide back in. Like I'm not really Kelly's biggest fan.
I haven't seen much of Kelly all that.
Yeah, but like he's not really a left back for me. He's a centre back. So if he kind of took on the Dan Burn role while Botman's out, and instead of bombing forward, just kind of slid into that back 3, so you'd have Kelly, Burn, and Shaw, while Trippier or Tino kind of went on a goose chase. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not really sure.
No, I think there's more that could be experimented for me. But again, what the hell do we know? We're just sitting here drinking more beer. You know what I mean, Eddie Howe and that should know better than us. Shout out Jabba for that Snapchat there. All the best to Danny Welbeck. Hope he's okay. Snapchat. And that's a good way to finish off the Brighton game, I think. Obviously, Danny Welbeck. I think Brighton Mate came out and said he is all right now. To be fair, obviously went off on a stretcher.
Yeah.
So, Danny Welbeck there.
Don't get injured. No.
I hope he is all right. And fair play to the bloke, 9-40. He's banging them in the Premier League. Win the second ball. Where do you get that Warbia from? We can get it by scanning the QR code at the top corner of your screen. You can get it by going to that website on the bottom of the ticker there, warflags.org.uk, to get Warbia.
Or you can come down to your brewery.
Or you can come here in the flesh. Yeah. Fridays and Saturdays, the tap room is open. Well, it may not be at the minute, like, since the building site. It will be looking very good in a few months' time when you can come in. Probably not even that long. And you can also pick it up in places like Morrison's as well. Sell the old Anarchy brew cans. They do, sort of over like 100 pubs in the northeast now, to be fair.
Yeah, you get it like on draft and stuff.
They'll have the odd
it's like
one,
a craft special thing, isn't it?
Have a look. They'll have the odd special of an Anarchy brew on tap. So, what we've got now, let's just put this into perspective, because, like I say, for me, there was an overreaction.
Yeah.
This was the first home defeat since January.
Yeah.
We are nearly
Don't like losing them kind of records, but
so
it's a long time, isn't it?
It's a decent enough stretch.
Records are made to be broken.
Yeah, it's a decent enough stretch considering it's typical Newcastle that we managed to keep that record going against Man City, and then we're coming against Brighton home of Albion. But first home defeat since Jan, not bad going at all. However, the next ones aren't too great. We've failed to score in a Premier League home match for the first time in 23 games. That's still a good one, because 23 games it's been since we actually failed to score a goal.
Long time.
Remember when we were going, when we started the channel, it was 0-0 every week. When Bruce Lee were lucky, it was 0-0. If not, it was 2-0, 3-0, getting beat, getting battered. So
they say records are made to be broken. Like, that streak isn't going to last forever.
Yeah.
It's going to get broken at some point.
But the damning one that people are focusing on at the minute is obviously the lack of finishing, the lack of goal threat, shall we say, and that is evident by we haven't scored from open play in 6 hours and 45 minutes.
That
the last
does
goal
stink.
was obviously Gordon's pen against Man City, missed one at Everton.
He missed one, yeah.
But nearly 7 hours, we haven't scored a goal in open play.
That really, really, really stinks.
That's really smelly, horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, so a 90-minute game and we've gone, nearly almost 7 hours. That's
I mean, that's not good enough.
That's bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're in 9th when you come out with stats. Yeah.
They say like last season, like we scored goals, like what home record? Yeah, what did you say? 23 games we've scored a goal at home, and even away, I don't really know what away record is, but we scored goals last season. We scored a lot of goals. Gordon scored a lot of goals. Isaac scored a lot of goals. now we haven't scored nearly 7 hours of open play. Like that's bad crack out. Like
it is like
really need to get that sorted.
That's worrying. Like you'd think you would have signed a striker in the summer, maybe,
An actual striker that can come on,
that plays,
make an impact, score goals. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be great. Anyways, let's move on to some of the topics because we've been going on for 47 minutes. We've still got a few interesting ones to discuss. So, I did a video yesterday, Keg, on Amanda Stavey's leaked WhatsApps over the takeover. The Telegraph reported this. Check out that video if you haven't seen it already, where it was basically her and Prince Bin Salman and Yasir and a few others in conversation. But the main outcry from the Telegraph was, it is going to be controlled by the Saudi government, and there was political outrage there. They were getting people inside Parliament to push this through and all that. And it was essentially an absolute load of nonsense to me.
Yeah, it's not even a headline.
No. It's
just, I didn't get what, like, I've read, like, the messages and stuff. I didn't get the outcry. Like, what was it all about? Why is it a headline? Like you have conversations, obviously, like it was an ongoing saga because like it failed and then went to court. So it took nearly a year to get through. So obviously there's going to be conversations. Whoever's involved, obviously Stavely was heavily involved and Yasser and whoever else was involved. Like it wasn't just between Amanda Stavely and Mike Ashley. Like there was a lot of people involved, a lot of people trying to get it through. And the texts, the leaked screenshots or whatever were just like conversations. Why is this news? I didn't really get what the key points were.
So they were riding with the target as well, like, the Saudi prince is losing patience.
Of course he fucking was. I was losing patience.
We all lost patience. We can't afford 18 months. No, when I was losing, I thought it was bizarre because they were crying on because he was in direct contact. Well, of course he's in direct contact. It says £300 million plus investment. But obviously the Premier League, the reason it was apparently failing the directors' tests was that they weren't allowed to be directly involved. It wasn't going to be Saudi state controlled directly. It was obviously PIF were just like a side note of that. But it was outrageous. What is outrageous for me, though, is the fact that these tabloids and the press are still banging on about this takeover over 3 years down the line when we haven't even...
We're not going to get rid of it.
We've never even achieved anything because of it. They're acting like it's a disgrace. The Saudis need to be pulled out because Newcastle are taking over. They're winning everything. We haven't won anything. Yeah. We're ninth in the league. We can't spend a penny. We're selling our best academy players.
No one wanted this takeover, even when it was first rumoured, even before the first bid went in. And as we've just said, it took about a year for it to go through. So even before the first bid went in, nobody wanted this takeover because you didn't want another powerhouse. You did not want Newcastle to threaten your cities, Liverpool's, United's, Arsenal's, Chelsea's.
The big six.
You just did not want that. So yeah, like it's just frustrating because I was just going to get on a rant there, but I've just absolutely lost what I was going to say. I was just going to get an absolute akabusi, but
akabusi.
It's just annoying. Like, yes, nobody wanted the takeover to happen. So, and it's going to continue to happen that way. It's been 3 years, which means it must have been well over 4 years since the first rumor, almost 4.5 years since the rumor went out. So it's been 4.5 years. No one's wanted this takeover to happen. It's happened. We've just had our 3-year anniversary. People are still going to whinge about it, even though, as you've rightly said, we've done nout. We've spent nout in the last 2 transfer windows. Yeah. It's not like back in the day where like Chelsea were just buying everyone because they could. City spent a ton of money because they could. Because of all the rules, the FFPs, your PSRs, all that bollocks, we can't spend money like we did. We're 3 years down the line. We scraped top 4. We made Champions League. Got put out with the group stage. That was amazing for us as a fan base. Didn't really get very far. We got to a Carabao Cup final. We lost it. So we're still not really any further than we were. No. So, but people are still going to continue to whinge. If we don't win anything for the next 5-10 years, people are still going to whinge. And when we win something, not if we win something, when we win something, imagine the outcry. People are going to be whinging so hard, and I'm going to just be soaking it all up. Like, I couldn't give a shit. Like, but people are just going to be coming out and going, the Saudis have bought your ass.
That's all you're going to get, innit?
But the Russians bought Chelsea theirs, and the bloody Dubaians, the United Arab Emirates has bought bloody Man City's. Like, so what? It happens. It's football. Get over it. Like, we've done things the hardest way. Chelsea had no struggle. City didn't really have much struggle. Chelsea, they had things relatively easy. Man United over back in the 90s, 2000s, had money, had a lot of investors, bought players, won a lot of things. No outcry. No. But when it's Newcastle, it's the new age. Nobody wants to see it happen. So if and when we win things, there's going to be outcry. Like I say, it's been 3 years since the takeover, 3 years of outcry, 4.5 years of outcry since the first original. Nobody wants to see us succeed. No. So I don't care anymore. Bring on the bloody tabloids, bring on the haters, the other fans, the Mackhams. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. You can't get away from it. It's football. It can happen to anyone. It can happen to Villa, Everton, Brighton. It's going to happen one way or another. It's football. It's business. It's just welcome to the world of football. Like, this is what it is.
I think it's mad that they're acting as if we're the first to have a takeover. And like you say, we can't even benefit from it because of financial fair play. We can't do what Abramovich did. We can't do what Sheikh Mansour did at Man City. And then you look around and you think Real Madrid are literally playing FIFA in real life.
The Galacticos back in the day, yeah.
They've got the Galacticos all over again now. And like, when they were the Champions League every single year, they've won it about 49 times. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how hey, honestly, you're right though. We'll never get away from it. And when we do,
we're just. I think Big Steve said it. Like, it was the same with Man City. Like, people didn't really want that to happen at the time, and you're always going to get that. Oh well, you bought the league crack. So he said, like, it just is what it is. Like, you have to just take it on the chin and get used to it. Like, there's nothing we can do about it now. No. It's happened.
No, it's done.
Like, we can't be like crying about it either. Like, we can't say like, yeah, we'll have the Saudi takeover. Like, oh, sorry. Like, we didn't ask. When we wanted Mike Ashley out, we just wanted Mike Ashley out. We didn't give a shit who bought the club. We were buzzing when Staveley brought in bloody Peter Kenyon.
Oh, I remember Peter Kenyon.
And that was just like, they were looking for other investors. It was like Staveley and Kenyon just wanted to invest.
It was like anyone but Ashley for
Literally, we never asked for the Saudis. We didn't want this. Well, deep down, we probably did want it, but we never asked for it. Like, we just wanted Mike Ashley out so bad, we would have taken anybody. And we got the Saudis. We're technically the richest club in the world. What can we do about it?
Kind of said opinion, unfortunately.
And no haters can do anything about it. Anyone who's whinging about it, you can't do nothing about it. All you're doing is whinging and making yourself look like
waste of time.
Literally, shut up. Let's shut up. Like, what you on about? Like, at least we've done it the hard way. We didn't do things the Chelsea way. Chelsea had it piss easy. City had it easy. If and when we win something, at least we can say we've played by the rules. We're not getting investigated. Look at City and Chelsea now. Like, they're getting investigated. 120 cases of ineligibility, overspending. And people, even fans now, are saying like, oh, just buy such and such and just take the points deduction. We're doing things the legitimate legal way. So when we win something, it'll feel all the much better. And you're still going to get that criticism, but fuck y'all.
Aye. No, it's true, because obviously people are still saying it now, we should have kept Anderson, just took the points deduction, should have kept Mintner, but you're right, the Saudis, they didn't want that embarrassment, they didn't want that probably winning over them, because it will be an easy bit of ammunition to use, won't it? Saying, oh, man, cheated though, should have sold him, cheated. Hey, man. Anyways, on to the new St. James's Park store, which should be opening this Friday, I've been told, but Devon Street the Messenger. The club statement is that it will be open in October. So if it doesn't open this Friday, it'll be open by next Friday at least, before the Arsenal game on Saturday, the 2nd of November. So with that in mind, Keg, this is meant to be a flagship store. It's took months to build it. Should be looking very nice and shiny and sexy inside of it. Nice. But I want to put this out with the chat as well, as I did on yesterday's video, and put it to you. What unique items should be sold in the club shop? Because I'll tell you this. You can't just be putting, the generic stuff in there. Obviously, the kits, the training wear, all that sort of stuff's going to be in there.
The expected stuff.
But remember when we went to Tottenham's new stadium and they had their club shop, right? And it was the new mega store. The stadium hadn't been open that long at the time, back in 2019. And they had all sorts. I remember in there, they had everything, slippers, golf clubs, dartboards. Anything you could think of with a cock on it, Tottenham's badge, they had it, right? So what should Newcastle United be doing differently? You've just been in America, you're rocking the Charlotte jersey there. You must have seen some random American merchandise knocking about as well.
I did.
Any ideas?
Put cocks on them.
Nando's.
You know what it is? Like, forget America and forget Tottenham. Remember Newcastle back in the day? Remember when we had club shops?
Mm-hmm.
We had one at there was one by the monument where the botanist is now.
Aye.
There was one just as you went into Eldon Square on Northumberland Street, just first unit on the right.
Mm-hmm.
They had like the upstairs things that went over like the bridge or the glass bit of Eldon Square. Like obviously it looked different back in the day. That was
the glass bit on it.
Aye. I'm sure my age now.
You
youngins didn't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna clue.
I think that was 2 in the Metro Centre, was there? It was definitely at least 1. I think that was 2.
We are getting 1 back in the Metro Centre at least. The club announced that as well in November.
But in them days, that was all of that. That was loads and loads of merchandise. Absolutely class stuff. Like jewellery. Like
jewellery, I remember that.
Yeah, like
bracelets,
earrings,
I remember I had
necklaces,
the bracelet with the pendant on,
That was all of that stuff. Like golf tees, just like packs of stuff. In fact, I was just at my parents' house just last week, like rummaging through like my old shit, and I found something that I only got for Christmas about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. I ain't got no idea where it came from, but it was boot polish. It was just like shoe scrub, but it was like in like a proper like Newcastle embroidered like leather case.
Really?
Like, I don't know why, but that's the kind of like random shit.
That's what I wanted to hear.
But
that's the random stuff I'm after.
That's it. Like, but it was like even like the case, like the leather and the embroidery. It's absolutely beautiful, and that's the kind of shit that I don't know where that came from because we mustn't have sold stuff out for like 20 years. But like that's the kind of thing that we used to put out, like just like random stuff, but like quality stuff. And that's the difference. That's what I want from the new club, from Adidas. Like I want proper quality shit. Like because we used to like No Fear, like proper Sports Direct cheap bollocks, like
Umbro, Slazenger,
literally Slazenger, Lonsdale shite. Like, but now like we need to get back like the quality products that we've been lacking. Like I remember. We've got like the New Era collaboration.
Nice.
I haven't like the hats look good quality. I remember buying one a few years ago, and the quality of it was just proper shite. And I don't know if that's a Newcastle or a or a New Era thing, but from New Era you expect better standards. But like it was just shit.
It wouldn't have been New Era a few years ago.
It felt like a proper like New Era hat. Like it had like the No Fear. Sorry, it had the New Era logo, but it felt like No Fear. It was just cheap and it didn't fit well. It was just crap. So, like, whatever it is, I just expect quality, actual decent quality products from, jerseys, your training gear, to golf tees, to boot polish, to jewelry, all of it.
I like
anything with a logo on.
I like it. The fact that it has to be good quality now.
Because
it's great putting your Newcastle badge on whatever you normally use, a toothbrush or something. But at the end of the day, it can't be a tacky one. It can't be a toothbrush that breaks in 2 weeks and it's not cleaning your teeth. You know what I mean? You need quality stuff.
Yeah.
This needs to be good quality shit.
Yeah,
handmade.
real quality shit.
So for me, I like the idea of what you've said there, like a wash bag or something, or like a nice suitcase, like an all black suitcase with the embroidered badge on or something like that,
when you
retro ranges.
Retro ranges. Auntie gets you like loads of like shite, like
wash bag, shaving
perfumes
gel,
and stuff, but like a like
razors.
Quality like leather embroidered like wash bag or some like smellies and bath salts and stuff like that.
Like bath bombs.
It'd be nice.
Lovely that. Shower gel, 3-in-1. I like the idea of that, And I like the idea of what I just said there about the retro ranges. So bring them all out with all the old school badges on, like we did with the third ship, but use all of them, use different designs.
But even when you look at like the training gear and stuff now, like it feels like retro, like the Castle's Dead range and stuff. Like it's like the shell suits and stuff. Like it's proper 90s, like it's proper classic.
Proper class.
And it's just absolutely lush. Like it's mint.
Yeah, so just have that and everything, really. There were some good suggestions here. Like them. Andrew, NUFC dog bags. Luke, Newcastle United boxing gloves. Nice. Newcastle crest on a cigar humidor.
I don't know what a humidor is.
Neither.
Sounds good.
Is it the actual cigar box or is it the cigar itself? I don't know.
Was it the cutter?
Might
be the cutter.
Get a Build-A-Bear Newcastle theme.
Not a bad idea.
Dog bowls. Old club shop used to sell them. Lego St. James's Park with Shearer and Bobby with statues. I like it.
Jody Rick texted us the other day actually asking if they did instead of just Googling, I don't know why he texted me. He asked about Lego because his bands are getting into Lego and stuff. So he was asking if they did like a St. James Lego, but they do like it's not like proper Lego, but like they do like the build it. So I think you can get it in the back page. I sent him the link for like a product, but it's not like official Lego. But
I've seen that. I've got it. Phone cases. Yes, I remember having the Nokia Newcastle Black and White phone case, like it looked like the kit.
Proper quality though, like because I think you can still get stuff like that, but it's just shit.
But it's just all made by crappy Chinese companies.
It's terrible,
like,
isn't it? Yeah.
If it's made by us, we should be making things properly, and that's what the club and Silverstone that have put out. It's going to be high end merchandise, is what they're saying. So an exclusive only Newcastle United products. So I'm looking forward to having that tour around the new club shop. We'll be doing a vlog on that one, so make sure you stay locked into the channel. So we'll see exactly. I'll be looking at every nook and cranny of that new club store, all them little tags, all them little shelves, what's on it, and I hope to bring back some mad random gear. Let's wrap things up with a couple more topics then. Just interestingly on this one, Keg, quickly, it was announced yesterday. I think we're still waiting for an official confirmation, but it's due. La Liga in United States of America. An official game between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid is scheduled in the States this year, December, before Christmas.
Yeah. Miami. Hard Rock Stadium.
Miami Dolphins. Ace Ventura's going to be there. Ryan Finkel's going to be there. It'll be quality, this. But do the Spanish
is out. I feel like this is the way like the world's going. Like obviously the NFL London games have been going on for the past 3 weeks. 2 at Tottenham, the last one at Wembley. There's going to be a Germany one soon.
Wow, is there?
Yeah, the Panthers are in it. I'm not going.
Even WWE was in Newcastle the other week.
But I feel like this was spoke about not too long ago about Premier League games in like China and the Middle East and stuff like that. But I think like that's just the way the world of sports go. And I say the NFL is doing it, the WWE is doing it, the UFC is doing it. And it's already been spoke about in the Premier League, so it's not like a big shock. Like if we announced the game in America or China or Saudi or something like that. Imagine the uproar with the bloody Saudi game. Fucking hell, I can't be asked with that. But it will happen. Whether it's this year, next year, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. But it'll happen. It will happen.
It will happen. 100%. High money talks, and that's where it'll go. I think it's crap for the fans. Basically, if you're a season ticket holder, whichever game that was meant to be, because it is an official league game. It's not. It's a pre-season game. A daft game that means nothing. This is actually a La Liga fixture, so this will count towards points in the table. It will take away old Santiago there, who's sitting in the south stand with his season ticket for 60 years. Can't get in the game because he can't afford to go to bloody Miami if he even wanted to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's nuts when you think about it, man. Like taking actual league games over there. We were seeing Newcastle last year do a post-season game against Spurs in Australia 5 days after the season finished, which is nuts.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't.
But this is crazy that it's actually counting towards something and something big. The league, literally the league. It could make or break Barca's season. They're flying at the minute. They lose that, they're going a bad run. Real Madrid come back. Mental, man, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't really get like how like whichever the home team is, like whoever's going to lose their home game, whether it's Atletico or Barca. But yeah, like sometimes you get like that home field advantage. Like if it was like St. James's Park, like we love playing St. James's Park. Like if we're going to like a neutral stadium, like Hard Rock, for example, in America, like how does that really work? But that's like I said, the NFL has been coming here for I think.
And does that count towards the league when they play?
Yeah, it's a serious game. Yeah, it's a league game. Yeah, it's not like a friendly game. Like it's a proper game. So yes, one team kind of loses out on a home game. So if you've got like a season ticket, I don't really know how that works, to be honest with you. The Panthers have got a home game at Germany in November.
That's really close to home, that like.
But yeah, so I don't really know how that would work. But even so, like you're kind of playing on neutral territory, even though it's a home game. So, like, say if it was St. James's, and like you don't know who's going to be there. You don't know who teams are supporting. Like, you could just have anyone. Like, there's a Premier League game. Newcastle's playing fucking Brighton or something in New York. Like, you don't know who's going to be there. It's a home game, but it's probably just going to be like 95% neutrals. You might have a bunch of Toon fans there. I'm sure there will be. There'll probably be some Brighton fans there. But 95% of the stadium is probably just going to be people that just like Premier League from America was thinking, oh, I'm going to get, say, a genuine Premier League game. Yeah, I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm a Man United fan or whatever, but fuck it, it's a Premier League game. Like, so yeah, it's a bit weird in that sense, but like, football is just a business these days, just the same as the NFL, the UFC, the WWE. Everyone's doing it. La Liga seems to be the first European team to be kind of taking that leap, even though it's not confirmed yet, but it seems like it's probably going to happen. Although it's only 2 months' time, though, isn't it? So if they're going to announce it, they need to get it announced soon.
Not giving fans much time to get tickets, but again, it's right next to Christmas when everyone's going to be skinned. So
it's not really the best time to do it, and they could have probably announced it before the season started. Because even season, like whoever the home team is, like season ticket holders, like say with the NFL teams, I don't know if they kind of get like a discount or like some kind of leeway or something. But yeah, like for it only been 2 months' time, whoever the home team is, Barca or Atletico, they need to know about it. Like they need to know now. If you're going to go, you need to book your flights. If you're not going to go, you need to know how am I going to get this kind of money back for this game that I'm going to miss. Like, so yeah, they need to kind of figure this out soon and announce it quickly. But it's coming. Like this kind of thing, it's coming. The Premier League will experience it within the next 10 years, guaranteed.
Definitely. Let's finish off then with two massive games that are on the horizon for Newcastle United, and they are both against Chelsea. One away this Sunday in the Premier League, the next at home the following Wednesday. So, just quickly on this one, this has been going on the pod for a while. Chelsea on Sunday at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea looking good this year, under Maresca. Yeah. They were pretty good at Anfield. They didn't create loads, but they had a lot of the ball and they had a narrow 2-1 defeat. Newcastle, obviously, we've mentioned, haven't scored in quite a few games, haven't been playing very well. How do you see it going this weekend?
This weekend in the league away to Chelsea, I'm not looking forward to it really. Like I think they're on decent form and we're not. Cole Palmer terrifies the shit out of us. Yeah. Nicola Jackson's in some pretty decent form.
What the hell's going on there?
The
field's getting good form now. Fernandes and
Caicedo. I think Stamford Bridge isn't our favourite place to go, really, is it?
It's definitely not. A couple of draws lately, but
even the last few years, I don't rate Chelsea. Like I think they've had a decent year this year, and now amazing. But even in the past 2-3 years, I just think they're an absolute shit show since the Todd Bowley took over. Carousel of managers, 1 million transfers in and out.
Must be nice.
Just so much, just inconsistencies. Like the squad rotations, mental. Like the cohesion and the chemistry and stuff must just be up, down, north, west, left, right. Like it's just I don't like Chelsea at all. But they are having a good season and they've got some players pulling it out the woodwork. So yeah, and especially to a ground where we don't have a lot of luck. Yeah, not really looking forward to this one, to be honest.
I'm not, to be honest with you, mate. I'll actually be in Spain for it. La Liga. I'm doing it from over there. You know what I mean?
Get to Miami now.
I wish. So I'll still do a reaction afterwards. I'll be finding somewhere to watch the game on Sunday. Mrs. will be buzzing with that. Dragging out to watch that in the pub first day there. But we'll watch the Chelsea game, and I'm the same. I'm not entirely confident for it. I'm being positive and thinking we might get a draw 1-1. But if I'm being brutally honest, I think we're going to just suffer a close defeat on this one. I'd probably say 2-1 Chelsea,
Yeah, I'll mirror that. Like I think optimistically, we can get a draw.
It would be a good result.
We can definitely get a draw. A win, I can't say really.
Nah, I can't.
I'm leaning towards loss. Optimistically, draw. But yeah, I don't really see a way that we get 3 points today.
It's worth noting that Chelsea do play on Thursday. I think they're away to Panathinaikos in the Europa Conference League. So
enjoy that, will you?
Hopefully a few knocks there. That means the likes of Palmer misses Sunday and next Wednesday. It could have been us. Could have been us. So, but we'll go ahead to the cup game then, Keg. That's the big important one for me. Like honestly, get Sunday out of the way.
Yeah.
Forget about trying to pick up points there. Just keep these up going. Get the shot and stuff. Get hopefully a goal and don't have any injuries because Wednesday night is what I'm dreading already. To be honest with you, because it's such a huge game. All we've done and all Gordon's done is talk about trophies on this podcast and his interview. And that is a massive step towards one if we were to get through the fourth round against Chelsea on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that I'm a little bit more optimistic. I think we could have got a better draw than Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. But could have been worse. So much of that was at the bridge back to back.
Yeah. But we are at home. We've got that home field advantage. And as you say, they're playing in Europe this week as well. So they've got a little bit more of a hectic schedule than we do. So, yeah, I think we can get something out of that one. Again, it spells draw, but that goes to extra time and penalties, doesn't it? It doesn't go to a replay in the Carabao Cup, does it?
So, depends, yeah.
Yeah, so either way, whether it's a win in 90 minutes, extra time penalties, I think we can get something out of that. I do. Yeah. I'm a little bit more optimistic about our cup game than the league game.
I am the same. I think under the lights at St. James's, we'll have to get the place rocking because Wimbledon was just pro all around. Really.
Also depends on the game as well, because obviously it's only like 4 games between playing the exact same opposition.
Then we get battered on Sunday.
We find out.
We get beat 4-0 on Sunday. Palmer scores a hat trick. Yeah. Then we'll be crap ourselves come Wednesday, and you won't have any belief.
I think the weekend will be a big telltale sign of how things can go. But yeah, we need to be a lot more optimistic with our home field advantage and them playing Champions League, or Conference League on Thursday night. So. Yeah, see how the weekend goes first of all, but we should be a lot more confident for our home game.
It is one of them ones because at home to Chelsea, we do have a decent record. We do well there. And then against them at Stamford Bridge, we're terrible. We never seem to pick up many results at all there.
Even Mourinho never beat when he was Chelsea.
No. Yeah, and Hayden
he had so many years of unbeaten spells at home. I can't even remember what his record was, but he had so many years, not even just like games or seasons, years of not losing a game at home, but he never won a game at St. James's.
Never, until you Spurs and against Steve Bruce. Cheers, Brucey.
So that was through Chelsea and Man United before he went to Spurs.
So on Wednesday night, I'm with you. I don't know what's just popped into my head there, but I'm feeling maybe penalties, Remember, they knocked us out on pens, obviously, in the Carabao quarter-final last year.
I think it'll be close. I'm not confident of a win in 90 minutes.
No, I'm not.
But I think we can either scrape the shit out of it or maybe win on penalties. Yeah.
I think maybe 2-2 and Newcastle win on pens.
Solid shout.
I would just have to get through because imagine how
whatever the win, however it happens, whether we win 9-0 or it's a shittest 0-0 draw you've ever seen in your life, but we'll win 5-4 on penalties. I'll take it. I couldn't give a shit.
Just have to get through that next round because imagine just how flat and potentially toxic the place would get if we did lose after even the meltdown after the Brighton defeat. So, let's hope we can get through in the next round of the Cup and the dream will live on to finally bring a trophy back to the tune. Got the missus there saying you're paying for cocktails all night on Sunday. Let's hope 2-1 in España. Yeah, 2-1 on the old Euros. That'll be nice. Happy hour. We'll find a ball. Happy hour. That'll be good. Cheers for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Remember, you can catch the podcast on all audio platforms as well. Thanks, Keg. Good seeing you again.
Yes, mate.
Nice one.
6 weeks, baby. Woo! We're back.
However, we're not back next week because I'll be in España. So next Tuesday,
breaking the momentum, man.
Next Tuesday we'll be taking the miss again, but then after that we'll be back and we'll hopefully get a good run of it this time into the new year, and then before you know it, January transfer window and all that. But next Tuesday we'll be maybe we'll. But when I get back on Wednesday night, I'm only going for 4 or 5 days. So Wednesday night I'll just get back in time for the match, get home, watch it, reaction afterwards, and hopefully a live cup draw afterwards as well to see who we get in the next round. If not, maybe a Spanish rant if we knocked out the cup. But stay tuned, everyone. Thanks for watching. Cheers, Keg.
Who is it?
Thanks to Anarchy for hosting us. Remember, you can scan the QR code in the top corner of your screen to get some of their belting beers. And most importantly, enjoy yourself.